Hello, welcome to the House of the Spirit. Welcome home. This reading today is about what you need to watch out for. So what will require your focus and attention in the next few days. So pile number 1, we have Pisces, Sagittarius, Capricorn, and Libra. Your card is Burdock. For pile number 2, we have Aquarius, Leo, Gemini, and Aries. Your card is Lady's Mantle. For pile number 3, we have Virgo, Scorpio, Taurus, and Cancer. Your card is the Restorers. Okay, I will give you a moment for you to choose your pile using the cards, the zodiac signs, or just your intuition. I will see you in your reading. Pile number 1, your card is Burdock. So what you need to be careful with, what you need to watch out for in the coming days or weeks, Burdock is about attachments, and it can be about healthy attachments or unhealthy attachments, depending on the level of awareness and consciousness that we have, specifically regarding those attachments. So I would say that there are some things unconscious in your unconscious right now that they need your attention. Something calls to your attention. Maybe something is becoming toxic. Okay, so let's get you an Om. So this is Dur. Excuse me. So this is about protection, solid protection, strong protection, and a portal to the great mysteries. Okay. Let's get you some oracle cards. So what do you need to watch out for? What is requiring pile number 1's attention? A lot of fairies, but I think that this reading is a bit different, so I'll go with it. Singer of Courage. Make the Myomancer. Talk about being vigilant and attention to detail. Small details, something small. Himself. Spirit Dancer. Undressing of a salad. Something complex, something complicated. Right. And Lysta Moon's Daughter. Okay. So we have Mercury in Taurus with resistance. Right, I think you're clinging to a situation that needs some kind of reform or revision, and I think that as if you let it slide, if you let it persist like this, it will get more complicated. it will get more and more complicated. So I think that you're getting this message so that you face something before it gets too complex to understand. Okay. Or maybe you're complicating something that is simple, overcomplicating something. Because I also think that you're getting this reading is a bit like a shortcut or a tunnel, like a wormhole that you can cross. It's like you can bypass this. You can bypass this adversity, this challenge, if you understand a small detail about it. Now, other people involved might also be a part of this resistance. Something doesn't want to budge, doesn't want to move. It doesn't want to change. So we have Mars in Pisces with escape. Jupiter in Scorpio with manipulation. Moon in Cancer with friendship. Venus in Taurus with romance. And Mars in Aries with impulsiveness. Right. So for some of you, not all of you, but for some of you, this might be about a relationship that can turn into something more, maybe something romantic or something deeper, that, and it might be something that you want or something that you don't want. So I'm not sure about that. If you want it, there's something that you need to do. There's something that you need to express. Maybe you need to be more spontaneous, more connected, more in the moment to realize what's happening. And maybe that will also require some kind of bravery, facing something, maybe your insecurities, or maybe you're too much of a perfectionist. Maybe you're too focused on the details and you're not really accepting what may happen, let's say. If that's not the case, I feel like some kind of misunderstanding might occur because you are not dealing with what is happening. I feel like you're kind of aloof, you're kind of distracted, or just too focused on something else. Now, I also see some kind of fear of commitment here, and not sure if it's in your energy, someone in your energy, or if it's you. So there's kind of this need to escape, but there's a lot of, it's a very powerful connection that I'm tapping into. Very, very energized. And I'm almost sensing that you might need to, express that energy in a creative way, allowing your freedom, your self-expression to take you, almost like in this kind of ecstatic mode. Because I think that whatever happens, you will be faced with some kind of riddle, with a puzzle, like something that puzzles you. It can be a person, or it can be like how this relationship developed. And you have a lot of questions. You'll be, it's not just confused. It's like doubting something. Like, was I manipulated? Was I somehow led to this? So I feel like this has to do with you trusting your guidance system too, trusting yourself. Be brave to trust yourself in this too, because I feel like it's like you think if you increase your energy, if you increase your passionate energy, your desire for this or for that person or for the relationship itself, it will kind of take over and maybe take you to a place where you've never been before. And it's like a vacuum there. It's a void. And maybe it's not only scary, but also extremely confusing, because it's a void that is creating not by the absence, but by the excess of something. So it's more like being overwhelmed by what is happening, like too many details, too many bits, small bits to process. But this reading is telling you that there's another way. It's like there's an easier way to do this. There's an easier way. There's a wormhole. There's a shortcut. And it's like there's another way, but I also sense that it's the only way. The only way through this is using this wormhole, this shortcut, this portal. It's a portal. So, Four of Pentacles. Yeah, it's something you're refusing to see. Six of Cups. Page of Swords. And this sword here, it's so sharp, it seems like it's almost like a needle. So it's one very specific thing that I think is actually very familiar. You have to go to through something familiar. You have to, maybe you have to revisit something familiar. Seven of Cups. It's also very confusing. So as long as this is not, it's like there has to be some kind of bottleneck here where you're solely focused on one thing, and this one thing is, it takes you to that wormhole. Because as long as you have a lot of options and a lot of things going on, it seems like things aren't budging. They're not budging because it's too much. Six of Pentacles and the King of Swords. It's almost like someone gives you an idea. Someone gives you an idea. But I also think that this is already in your hands. It's like you've already received it. You just have to clear your mind and think about it. You have to think about it. Maybe you have to sit with this issue in silence, in meditation, in a comfortable place without the more input. You need to sit with this, just this one thing. And this might also be like unhealthy habits that are cluttering your mind. But I want to ask, what is this one thing? What is it? What is this one thing that you already have? Queen of Wands. Something that you have in abundance. The Moon. Again, you're not looking at it properly. you're not aware of its existence, or you don't value it. This is more about valuing something that you already have. So you have to attribute the proper value to something that you already have. The Emperor, there you go. So you have you can decide the fate of this. Oh, okay. So I think that this has something to do with you being able to decide the fate of something. So this one thing that transforms this whole dynamic, even the relationship dynamic, if that is your case, is you knowing very well something that only you are responsible for, something that no one else can interfere with. You are the star of that show, and there's no one else that can do it. There's only you can do this. Only you have that responsibility, because the Emperor is also responsible for his kingdom, for his empire, let's say. So he has to take care of things. And only the Emperor can decide. This is the essence of authority. Whatever gives you this authority, totally for you. It's not shared with anyone. You don't have to discuss it with anyone. What is this one thing? Because it seems like you are undervaluing something that you already have in your hands. And with the Six of Cups here, I'm thinking that it can also be some kind of inheritance, because it was given to you. But it can be a blessing, grace from God. It can be something that you think was, you know was given to you, and that is, it gives you a lot of power. It can be, it can be something that you know. It can be a spiritual reality. It's more than just faith, it's knowing. And I think that you are you are hiding from it. It's like you're hiding from it. So what's happening here? The Lovers, the Devil, and the Six of Wands. Wow. So it's something that tests your ego somehow, and you need to win. You need to win over something. So that's okay. Now I understand that for some of you, this might also be a battle with some kind of unhealthy habit, some kind of toxic habit or relationship. And it is about you triumphing over your ego and putting it in its proper place, so that you can overcome the toxicity. Because burdock is all about attachment. So it's like some things you attach to, and some things are attached to you. And there's a way out of the things that you are now experiencing as toxic. Doesn't matter if you chose them or they chose you. You are now being faced with the opportunity to go through that shortcut. This can also be about a negotiation. And this reading is coming to you so that you pay attention to something in your life that requires you to renegotiate, to rebuild with someone, to establish new parameters or rules. Because I think you need to take over a bit more, but not in an authoritarian way, in a generous way. But for you to be generous, it requires you to feel that you have enough and that you are not only just not controlling, but at least protected, stable. That's what I mean. So that you're stable. You have your territory that is stable. It makes you feel safe. It makes you feel grounded. And it makes you feel yourself. You own yourself, like you own yourself. And I feel like you have the opportunity to negotiate. And if you are mindful of the details, you will see that like there will be like a cue from the other person, or something happens that gives you this cue, like, okay, do you want to talk about it now? And then if you take that opportunity, if you're brave and you take that opportunity because you're confident, because this is what this reading is about. When you have the opportunity to negotiate, be confident, because that's like, save yourself for that time. Be watchful. Watch out for this. So watch out for this opportunity to negotiate something, because it will make a world of difference in the future. Now is the time to negotiate something. You will get far ahead, very, very far ahead. And it's not a competition with other people. I think this is about stability, continuity of something. This is about you owning yourself, owning your territory, feeling safe, feeling sound, feeling healthy, feeling like you are in your proper place, and that you're not fighting against the current, that you're flowing with the current, and but that you're safe, that you don't need to worry about losing anything, or because I think that something is distracting you from what is happening. Something is taking the place of your awareness. It's taking your awareness away from a situation. So be mindful of this cue, and whenever you have the opportunity to negotiate something, to reestablish something, it might also be with a relationship. If it is, it's more about, okay, if I address this right now, it's very tiny, it's a very small thing, but if it keeps going, it will turn into a big issue, and it might be something that destroys everything. So be aware. Don't be afraid, because there's no reason to be afraid. And fear is actually blocking the view, and it's also clouding the judgment. And also fear makes us less generous, and I believe that that's not the way here, because in negotiations, if it's a positive negotiation, everybody wins, everybody gets a bit of what they need, so that there's no need to fight each other. There's peace. That's the victory here also, because it's a triumph over evil, all evil. It's not a triumph over people who are trying to do good things. So it's the higher good, with the Lovers here choosing the higher timeline, the higher good, for the higher story for everyone. Okay, beautiful. Thank you so much for this. If you also enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I would also like to invite you to check out the membership tiers. And I'm also available for personal readings at the moment. You can find my email in the description. I hope to see you again very soon. Bye. Pile number 2. Your card is Lady's Mantle. And Lady's Mantle, much like pile number 1, is also about details, but A very small detail like this beautiful dewdrop here. And a very small thing that can condense huge things like universal things or miracles, things that are magical. And I think that this aspect of the card is much more likely to fit your situation. It's what my intuition is saying, is that there's some kind of miracle happening. And also with Sheila Nagig here, I hope that YouTube is okay with the image. It's found in temples, especially in Britain and in Ireland. And it's the symbol of creation. But she is also a bit like a trickster energy. And she kind of teases us to release ourselves from taboos, from the rational mind. And that's what I was going to tell you, is that the lady's mantle is also about the feminine. And I think that this might also be an appeal from spirit to look at the feminine side of something, or of the feminine aspect in your spirituality in your life. And this is also a more irrational, a wilder aspect of our psyche. So there's something there to be mindful of, something that you should watch for, because there's something miraculous about it. And the Sheila Nagig is also about the miracle of life, the mystery of life, so where life comes from. Interesting. So let's get you a rune. Okay, so this is Fehu, which is about prosperity, success, abundance. Oh, I'm getting so many images in my mind. I think I need to just get a card first. Okay, so this one. The singer of connection. It's that feminine aspect. The piper. The maiden. There you go. So this is almost like the Empress card in this oracle. The feminine, the sweet side, the emotional side, irrational, and the Puk. Okay, so something paradoxical here. I think that something might be starting in your life, and you're thinking that it's not. It's like it's not starting, it's ending. It's actually ending. Something is ending, but it's starting. There's some kind of contradiction here. It's like a confusion, it's not confusion, it's really just mistaken identity, something like that. Something is being characterized as one thing, but it's actually the opposite. Saturn in Cancer with charity. Venus in Aries with lust. Mars in Leo with egotism. Mars in Capricorn with authority. And Saturn in Leo with generosity. Generosity and charity. So it feels like this is a very masculine, so there is a contrast between masculine and feminine here. you might be dealing with a strong masculine, or you are dealing with a strong feminine, and you're trying to integrate some characteristics into your life, but I feel like it's generating some kind of conflict. This might be about a relationship that you are beginning with someone, or it's like, it seems like it's not, it's a non-starter, like it's ending before it began. But I think that there's more to this story than you realize. Maybe that's it. There's more to this than you are seeing at the moment. So you think it's ending, but it's actually just the beginning. But there is a great contrast here, a great clash. But there's a strong pull, there's a strong attraction between these two energies, very, very different energies. There's a connection, there's great abundance that can come out of this. So this can also be aspects of yourself, of course. It might be about integrating the feminine in your life. And if that is so, I would say that it's like, so in tantric tradition, you have this theory that if you become very, very feminine, you attract a very, very masculine, and the reverse is also true. So if you're very, very masculine, you will attract the polar opposite of that. And also, if you are in a relationship already, if you are becoming more feminine, then the other person responds by becoming more masculine, and also the reverse. So I feel like there's this interesting interplay of the opposites here. It wants to create something, maybe new life, because the maiden here, and with Fehu, it feels like creation. So it might be, and the Sheila Nagig. So it feels like you might be a part of the creation of life if you want that, and it's something positive. This is not something that you will that you won't desire. It's a part of it's a part of it, of this construction, of this building together. But I also feel like this relationship is it's kind of in the enchanted phase. So it might be very difficult to see ahead yet. But I feel like everything is there, and everything is in its proper place, let's say, ready to achieve this. But the wild card. It's like the wild aspects of both of you are taking over, or the wild aspect of yourself is also taking over. The Hanging Man. The High Priestess. Wow. And the Emperor, look at that. So it seems like a very powerful duo, but you're not exactly in tune yet. Like, you need to dance to the same song, to the same music, but I think that it's not happening yet. And maybe that's what's confusing, because in a way you are in sync. In a way you found this at the right time in your life, but it seems like it needs some kind of a miracle, and it will have its miracle. And I feel like the miracle is the miracle of life. So if this is a relationship that's about giving birth, or that's about becoming parents, but if not, if this is only about your own growth and your own spiritual growth, or your own maturity. This might also mean that you are creating a miracle for yourself, because you are creating a new life for yourself. You are dancing to a different tune. Maybe you're choosing like different music. You're choosing different environments to be around different people. You want to dance to a different tune. You want to find different flavors. Maybe you want to discover new cultures. But if this is just you, I feel like you're in search of something. It's like the lover longing for your lover, longing for your soulmate. And also longing to be a part of creation, the creation of life, death, transformation. And the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Staves. So I also feel like the physical aspect of this attraction is very, very important. I feel like it's taking center stage. And so maybe you're also in a very attractive phase in your life, like you're it's like you're energizing that aspect of yourself, even if it's just the beginning. And things are not what they seem at the moment. So I would say you would benefit from cooling down the energy a bit, because the miracle that I sense would happen in your life, although it is a part of this craziness, this wild part of, and almost like animalistic too, the physical aspect, the animal aspect of our existence. So our bodies, our primal needs, our instincts, it's all a part of this beautiful dance. But if it just spins a bit out of control, it seems like it's too much. And I think that you need to study and understand that energy. And I don't think it was by chance, of course, that I chose this deck here. Queen of Swords, Queen of Arrows, because I think that it's a beautiful deck to describe sacred Indian traditions, as tantric tradition is. And I feel like if you're not interested, maybe you should check it out. You should study tantric practices, because they're so misunderstood, especially in the West. They're so misused and misunderstood. They're just, it's very very easy to see them out of their proper context. So I don't think I can just give you like beautiful resources online, but maybe if you search a bit, you can find it. I will try and leave something in the comments, and I just have to check if the videos are still up, because I think that they're very old, and maybe even you, the collective has more information that they could share, because I think that a lot of people who are watching this file would really benefit from understanding the tantric way. So it's a way of understanding your energy. It's not just physical or sexual. It's so much more, and it's so rich. It's such a rich tradition, and it has practices that are very easy to apply to your life, even if you don't have a partner. If you have a partner, that's great. If you can do it together, that's even better, because it doesn't have to be a sexual thing. It has everything to do with how your body works in every dimension. in every layer. So there's some kind of development here. And because of the miracle thing, that's why I was talking about Tantra, because the miracle concept that is very strong in the Lady's Mantle, to me, it's really talking about spirituality. So there's a strong spiritual dimension to this experience that I think you have to look out for, you have to pay attention to, because the body, the senses can really easily overwhelm this experience, because it's the world has so many beautiful things to see and beautiful things to experience, and it can become a bit overwhelming if you don't know how to modulate that, how to temper that. And that's why I feel like tantric traditions, yoga has a lot of beautiful practices, a lot of incredible insights. At least in my experience, the very limited experience, of course, there are people that study this all their lives. And from my experience, specifically related to the sensorial world, it's really, really interesting, very insightful. Okay. The Star. The Three of Swords. And Justice. So maybe this paradoxical relationship here, this fusion of the masculine and feminine, is being hindered by some kind of painful experience from the past that needs to be looked at. And that's exactly why you got this reading, because there's a lot of beauty and abundance that can come if you make peace with that experience. There's some kind of karmic energy also, because maybe it's not just something that happened to you, it can be something that happened to a person with whom you were with, and they ended up entangling with you, with your karma, entangling their karma with yours, and you might be still in that energy field, a part of this group, let's say. It might even be something with that person's family. Maybe you don't even know about it, but there's something there. There's something icky there. And I don't think it was specifically with you, but if it was with you, it's easier maybe for you to put a finger on it and to understand it, to work with it. I would work with it with some kind of physical, spiritual practice, like yoga, like tantra, whatever you choose. Dance also, I see here something with music, dancing to a different tune, like choose different music, a different type of music. There's something about that influence. It's like if you listen to a specific type of music, you're tapping into an egregore, you're tapping into a healing spiritual group, spirit group, soul group. And it doesn't need, it's not that one is better than the other, but now, specifically now, maybe you need this one type of music, this, I don't know what it is. I feel like, yeah, your intuition might lead you to this, yeah. It moves you. It's like something that is kind of primal. It moves you on a very primal. Maybe it makes you cry. Maybe it just creates this instant reaction. And I feel like if you feel like that, and if you avoided it in the past, like, oh, I always cry when I hear this type of music, I would maybe challenge you to listen to it for a longer or to listen to it at different times of the day and see if it changes, because there's something there. There's this connection to that soul group. The Chariot, Four of Cups, and Knight of Cups with the World, Shakti. So this is the advice part of the reading, is really telling you how to pay attention to this, because we know that you're not paying attention to this because you are, I think that it's because you're confident that you're already doing it right, that you're already on the right track. It's like, I don't need to reconsider that because I'm fine. I am in the right direction. I'm going in the right direction. So I don't need to change course. And what this is saying is that those emotions that might be triggered by that music, and music might be a metaphor, it might be a situation or a person, they need to be looked at carefully and without being too analytical. And that's also why I'm insisting on the yoga and the tantric, specifically tantric practices, because it's an approach that it's not a rational approach. It goes straight to the primal, to the primitive layers. And of course it works on the intellectual level also, but just studying Tantra, I don't think it really changes you. But if you practice, if you experience it, and then it changes you, then you see the miracle happen, and you see the synchronicities, you feel the flow. It's incredible. So it can also be about you working with Kundalini energy and with the awakening of Kundalini. And that's also, if you found a partner to do this with, that's incredible. If you didn't find anyone, I, of course, would never advise you to experience this on your own. We should always have a master, a guide. I don't believe in just finding something online and experiencing it, because if it's not continuous, if it doesn't take you somewhere, it might be, it deceives you, because you might experience something, it might be very fascinating, but it's very easy to be lost in that fascination and never realize that that's only a very tiny thing, and that there's so much more that can come out of that experience. But if you don't have any guidance, I don't think that's a good way to go about it. So maybe this has also something to do with that relationship. Maybe this relationship, this polar relationship, is also a master apprentice. It might be a relationship that is developing that miracle within you. Ultimately, it will be a miracle of love and life and the birth of life. Something will transform your life completely. That's why I was saying, like giving birth, like having a baby in your life, like coming together with a person and creating with someone and creating new life. There's something like life-changing like that. And it's like Kundalini awakening. It's, you know, it's a magical operation happening on all levels of your being. And I also think that the more primal, the instinctual primal aspects are the hardest to understand and to harness the wisdom, because it's much more about experience than it is about rational and analytical thought. So sometimes, and at least in my experience, the most simple and primal experiences were the ones that I had to think about and digest for longer, for a long time. And the more intellectual stuff, sometimes it's just easier. It's very mercurial, like air element. It's easier to just go from one to the other. But the things that go right to our roots, those are the things that are life transforming, miracle creating, and they truly, it's truly alchemy. It's truly incredible. It's difficult to explain. So yeah, it's all about experiencing. Okay, beautiful, very inspiring. Thank you so much for this. If you also enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I would also like to invite you to check out the membership tiers, and I'm also available for personal readings at the moment. I hope to see you again very soon. Bye. Pile number 3, your card is the Restorers. Excuse me. And this card is all about retreat and moments of serenity and calmness. So this is about you treating yourself with such energy. So that's the most immediate thing to watch out for, is to not be so hectic, so involved with what's happening around you, and to take time to retreat. Even if it's just for a few hours. Of course, for a few days would be better, and in nature, if that's something that you would love. So let's see what else comes up. We'll get a rune also. Okay, this one just right away popped out. So we have the Isaz rune. It just confirms. It's so beautiful how the energy is just so to the point. So Isaz is about pause. It's about something that stops. So stopping something. Jehovah. So this is about like warnings, blockages also. Look at it. He's like, do not cross, do not pass. You do not pass. You shouldn't go here. You should go there. Maybe you shouldn't. You should stop. You shouldn't go there. Tighten the sylph. Mikkel a muckle. Unity. The guardian at the gate. Okay. Okay, I think that it's like you should filter out or block some ideas that are coming to you. I feel like there may be, someone is kind of fooling around. Someone might be fooling around. I'm tempted to think that they are trying to masquerade, to use your energy for some kind of masquerade, or as an excuse for their behavior, for something that they're trying to do. Watch out for that. Okay, Jupiter in Cancer with speculation. Or maybe it's someone who just doesn't quite understand your reasons, doesn't understand why you're doing things, why you're choosing to do things this way. Saturn in Capricorn with riches. Saturn in Gemini with concentration. Saturn in Virgo with isolation. Look at all that Saturn energy. And Venus in Taurus with romance. It's so interesting. It's like they don't want you to know about something. But they're also coming towards you at the same time. That's so... It's almost like someone who is trying to prepare a surprise for you. Someone wants to prepare a surprise for you. And it's like you're blocked from knowing what's going to happen, but this reading wants you to know that it's not as bad as you think. Because you're going from isolation to connection. Unity and the guardian at the gate. It almost seems like reuniting with someone, meeting someone again, or just not being isolated, reconnecting somehow. This is the Knight of Pentacles and the World. And with Titan the Sylph, I am tempted to think that this might also maybe this has something to do with the means of communication that might be important, like the way that you're communicating with this person, or in general, the way you're communicating in general. So if you're using social media, if you're using email, if your phone call, it's a video call, there's something important about the way you communicate, the way you choose to connect with someone. You might want to consider meeting someone in person or going somewhere in person so that you can solve the situation, or that you can meet this person and really enjoy everything that enjoy the benefits of something, the healing aspects of something also, because it feels like what's blocking the way might also be the isolation. It is easier to communicate with people in person because it's a calmer way. It has a calming effect to communicate with people in person. And you see that nowadays, like people only communicate through the phone, or especially only writing, only texting, and social media. It just becomes, it creates a lot of anxiety. I feel like it leaves so much to be said and to be seen and to be felt. It leaves so much, a big vacuum. And it doesn't help restore something. It doesn't help. The disconnection is not helping. It needs to be calmer. King of Pentacles Queen of Pentacles. Right. Justice. And the Devil. It's like something needs a bit of pressure. Something needs a little bit of more presence, more pressure, so that it relaxes. It's almost like massaging a muscle. You have to put pressure so that it disconnects, so that it relaxes. The electricity that is contained in the muscle is dispersed. Titan the Sylph and Jehovah to me is really like a block, like a huge knot in your muscle, let's say. So it needs pressure, it needs presence, and it needs reassurance. It needs presence. Yeah. It needs a hug. That's interesting, yeah. It needs a hug, like this Romance card here. Someone needs you in person, or you need someone. You need each other. You need the situation. You need to be in person. The King of Swords. Six of Wands. Strength card. Three of Wands. Two of Swords. And these two. The Fool. And the Eight of Pentacles. Fool and the Eight of Pentacles. There's something about this meeting, or this this pressure that you put on this situation, this electrical situation, to contain it, that allows you to start over, start something over, but better, like in a better way, much more efficient. I feel like if you're not present, and if you don't go through that door and be with that person and witness things with your body, it will take longer to resolve something. It will extend the problem in time. It will prolong the issue. I'm not saying that it will create more problems, but it will just prolong a certain situation that I don't think is ideal. Because someone has access to what you need, but I think that they won't give you if you don't go there in person, if you don't face the situation with presence. And maybe you are just dealing with something online, or you are chatting, you are exchanging messages, but I don't think it will be enough to put an end to the situation. With the Justice card and the Devil, I feel like it's very unwise to prolong. To me, this Justice card is coming like, just do it. Just do it right now. It's better to do it right now than later. Because if you do it right now, you start over. You can start over, you start again. But if you delay it, it will just maybe, it will suck your energy. It will remove, it will drain your energy and give you nothing back. Because I think that you have the strategy, you have the right strategy, and you have what it takes. But it's your presence that makes all the difference here. So I would go to that person, because it's interesting, because it's that the restorers here with the retreat and the calmness, it's very counterintuitive, because in our world, being in constant connection with others, but in a virtual way, is actually blocking, and that's actually, so it is a contradiction. We are very connected, but we are increasingly disconnected, especially from the physical aspect. That's interesting, because I feel like all of the readings had some kind of pay attention to the physical, pay attention to the body. So where you are, where you choose to go, where you choose to spend your time, our body has a lot of limitations that are being overcome with technology. But the problem is it's also creating more stress on the body, and more, it's not exactly just physical, but it's electrical. It's like having a lot of ideas and being just sitting down all day. It creates a lot of stress on the body. Although we're sitting, and you would say, oh, working in the fields would be much more stressful. I would be full of arthritis, or I would be, my whole body would ache at night, and my muscles would be sore, something like that. But you would also have the opportunity to maybe release a lot of pent up stress, anger, sadness. There's a lot of physical release that happens if you use your body. But if you're just sitting down and you're thinking that you're frustrated with something, like I have to write this email, I have to say something to this person, I have to answer that. It just creates a lot of energy that goes nowhere. And it doesn't just stay in our mind, it goes all over our body, and it creates all these knots and rigidity. So I would watch out with your body, fuse with your body, be present. And if you have some kind of issue that you need to solve, go to the person physically, if you can. Go to the place in person and be there, because I think that your presence has some kind of soothing effect. And for now, it's like for now it just represents problems, and they're kind of defensive with you. It's more like someone is stopping you. It's a block. You have the Isa's rune, so it's blocking, delaying, stopping you. So the retreat card is actually saying that if you go there, that's the relaxing situation. That's the most relaxing situation, is that you go there, and then you sit, and then you wait a bit. And if you don't use your phone, or if you just chat with someone and you get this human connection, it actually is more relaxing to go and see the person than to just try to solve everything from the comfort of your home, or of your computer, or whatever you are. Even if you're like in a garden, a beautiful garden, I feel like if you have that thing to do that you're thinking about, your body is still in that state. Like even if you're at the beach, it's still, your mind is still processing and creating this issue prolonging the situation and creating tensions and blocks in your energy flow. So retreating is being present. And I would say sooner rather than later, so you can start over and you can begin. You can do what you want to do with full focus, with love, with dedication, with pleasure, using your skills, enjoying yourself, creating new stuff. So yeah, I would deal with this in person, whatever it is. Connection is the way to restore serenity and calmness and balance and harmony. It's presence. So the solution here is presence. So watch out for how your body is reacting to the stimuli around it, and use your body, use your presence to solve things. Okay, beautiful. Thank you so much for this. If you also enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I would also like to invite you to check out the membership tiers, and I'm also available for personal readings at the moment. You can find my email in the description. I hope to see you again very soon. Bye.